Okay, wonderful friends. This is the October 28th version of our InstructLab weekly community meeting, live from All Things Open in Raleigh, North Carolina. Carol is going to be, hi, Carol is going to be walking around. We have on the scene an InstructLab lounge. So JJ Ashbar is actually, which you can all see, he has been doing demos over the last 2 days. Had a lot of interest around InstructLab, especially academia. The conversation yesterday with Duke and then also Deutsche Bank. Things are kind of just getting started today, so it looks a little sparse, but it was definitely not Red Hat Summit cast, but it was a busy time yesterday. Um, before I completely did not tell you just things to remember, which is let's be kind to each other, and we are governed by the InstructLab Community Code of Conduct. We are recorded and we post it to our YouTube channel. If you don't want to be on camera, that's okay. Please feel free to join or dial in via phone. We like to ask you to raise your hand for questions, and if you prefer to chat real time, we have the chat option. And if you'd like to add your name to the attendee list, then feel free to go ahead and we will make sure that you are included. Um, so, yes. Let's see. The first thing from note to have is Ollie, who's working on docs.instructlab.ai?
Yeah, that was kind of a question to Leslie, you, and I guess JJ's not on the call, but it would be really nice if we had the docs for the various InstructLab repos live in the repos themselves so that when people make big changes, the docs get updated in those changes too. I know, and then obviously everything would be aggregated online somewhere. I was just wondering if you guys had a couple of people to talk to about this and like if it was on your roadmap or in the plans or what kind of help you need there.
Hi, I'm going to pretend I know what I'm talking about because JJ is currently on stage and is in fact the primary author of docs.instructlab.ai. But Ollie, my understanding is that the docs site is literally pulling from documentation within the repo. So if the update is made in the repo, then it should be propagating to the docs site once we say, hey, the changes have been made. If that is not the case, that is good information to know. We should take a look at that more closely and understand what is needed to bring us all into glorious harmony.
Yeah, I think the doc site's pulling various readmes the right way, which is good. I think there's I think we want more in there, like in the sense of like flags explained and config variables explained and examples of commands and things like that. Like right now, everything's just in different markdown files, but I haven't done like a large assessment of what's in the repo and where it's getting pulled from or anything like that.
No, I hear you. I think I do not want to talk over wonderful people who have their hands raised, but I will also note in terms of what resources do we need, we do not actually have anyone in the community team who are technical documentation experts, and we have been hopeful that as things progress with RHEL AI development, we would have some more support from Kelly and the team she will be hiring. We are not there yet. We will get there. I feel the need to use my obligatory catchphrase real soon now. But Ollie, if that's a project that you're excited about and want to spend some cycles on, please let me know. I'm really conscious of the fact that the engineering team has so many deliverables that they need to achieve where I tend to be uncomfortable with asking anything of you folks to support us in this regard. But if it's causing indigestion for all of you, then clearly it's something that we should be addressing with you now, even if there are many other time constraints. And I will now be quiet.
Yeah, I'll let everybody else go before I respond to that.
Charlie, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the. I don't think that this doc site is pulling from at least the InstructLab README, because I'm looking at some of the ways that it says to run the various commands, and they're a little bit out of date. So I don't think there's like an auto pulling of information from like that specific README. There might be different files elsewhere that it's pulling from, different repos. But kind of to Ali's point, like setting up some sort of auto sync between the upstream InstructLab CLI README, which contains a lot of up-to-date information on how to run it from start to finish, in this documentation site would be something that would be really cool to have, I feel like.
I'm gonna wait really quick and say that I think we need, I want to have another meeting, but I do think we need some sort of time, whether it be fortnightly or not, that is dedicated to docs, because it is so critical for the project. And we need to figure out how this is going. So I will set something up, not as a consistent one or not as a recurring one initially, to figure out what we need, but I will add folks to, or I'll add it to the word. I will add it to the community calendar. And Ali, you had your hand up again.
I'll let Kelly and JD go ahead.
Go for it, Kelly.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. So yeah, I was just going to clarify. No, it does not pull directly. I think I don't remember if made it first, but it does not pull directly. And right now, it's just copied over on the instructlab.ai repo itself. So I believe some of it is probably out of date, and I definitely agree that there should be a way to sync the content there. I'm unfamiliar with how that process goes. I'm sure there is a way. I just know that if I had cycles to like actually like look into how to do that, I could probably figure it out. With that being said, I do want to start trying to find some more cycles too. So I was just reading the chat. I'm not sure if I understand your question.
I'm not asking a question. I'm just responding to JD.
So with that, I do want to try to get some cycles to update it and like keep it in a nice sort of cycle way. The only thing I just wasn't sure on with the more auto creating the docs there is the formatting, because the way I've seen that done before is all it really does with auto syncing, it's really good for keeping the docs page up to date, but it doesn't really put any sort of formatting into play. It basically just copies and pastes whatever it has over just to a different site. And I personally don't see the benefit in that, but I still have to do some research into how to actually, maybe there's a way to stylize it and make it a little bit more consumable than just like a one big page kind of thing. So yeah.
I think Jaideep was next.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I was just gonna say what I put in chat already. Basically, if once we move to a place where we do pull from the repos, which I'm all in favor of, I was gonna suggest that the readmes are probably not the best thing to use for that, because like the readmes are supposed to be like an easy entry point for someone to just glaze over. And I think the point of the readmes getting really large and complicated has already been raised before. Like I think our existing readme is already very complicated and kind of intimidating. So I was going to suggest that when we do find the cycles to move to pulling information from different repos, we would want to maybe take some time to discuss how we want to structure the information, how we want to split the information across repos and store them in like dedicated like docs subfolders and like structure it differently so that we can pull from those rather than pull from different readmes distributed across repos. The reason I'm saying that is mainly because the information is going to keep growing, and we probably don't want to keep the readme growing just like as we add more information for documentation. And also things like when we have an API, we're going to want to document like what the endpoints are and things like that. Probably if that ends up in the site, that needs to be maintained separately, and all of that cannot live in a readme.
Yeah.
Ellie-
Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
Ellie, I'm interrupting you. I'm getting back in the queue.
Well, I was going to say, responding to what Leslie and Kara said earlier, thank you for being respectful of our of the people working on Rel AI's time and the cycles they have. I feel like this is just one of those things that like is really important over the long run, and even if I can help, just like scope out what needs to be done and throw some ideas with some specifics in them for like what the architecture could look like, that would still be able to make us be able to break up the work some. I guess like I kind of see it as one of those things we just have to do to grow up as an open source project. Like as JD mentioned, the README sort of being the docs just isn't uh like that's not good for the long run. And growing up's hard, folks.
I would like to second growing up is hard to do. I don't know if it's the appropriate place to have this discussion or not. But what I think is more useful potentially, especially as we are going to consistently evolve over time, is have the READMEs and the repositories have useful information and links out to documentation that we are keeping more granularly updated over time. I think that that's great. I think we all know that we want to move in that direction. Ollie, thank you for volunteering. We are going to be going through the process of kind of figuring out how we not only present information about InstructLab, but also how we're thinking about positioning the community, because right now we're telling everybody we are the coolest ever because you can contribute to AI, and like we're not like meeting the expectations of that vision, right? So thank you for letting me know that I can call upon you for help, wisdom, guidance, and rubber ducking on how to improve things. Appreciate it.
Okay, let's see. What else do we have on the agenda? Um, Nathan, you had an issue that needed to be acknowledged.
Yeah, it's been fixed now. I just checked, but I
Okay.
submitted a PR to the community repo to update the meeting descriptions because we don't use the project board for the CLI meeting anymore. It was still being mentioned. It had a broken link, so I fixed it in the upstream README, but I just wanted to make sure that someone was updating the meeting invite, which just happened. So thank you to whoever did that.
Thank you. With the folks that we have, I can't see everyone online, but I didn't know if there's anyone new to the meeting that wanted to introduce themselves and or ask any questions. Any questions about the project? And if coming off camera or talking is scary, no worries, just say hi and chat. Okay, is there anything, we didn't have a robust agenda today, but wanted to definitely make sure that we got to let you all see the floor of ATO. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to bring up during this time? Yes, Leslie.
I have what is very likely a stupid question. We are currently in that time of year where there is time zone shenanigans between EMEA and the United States of America. And it appears to me that the REL AI program call and the community meeting no longer conflict. And that has been something that's updated because I know folks wanted to be able to attend both calls. But now I am not sure if that is actually true or I am a victim of time zone shenanigans.
Leslie, it's Kim. It's time zone shenanigans.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that information. It is very helpful.
I will say though, Kim, like looking at the schedule we have for this week, where we've shuffled some things around, if this time zone shenanigans aside, if this sort of setup we have this week works for like everybody, then I feel like we could keep doing it the way we have it scheduled for this week so that we could continue to have folks be able to attend both.
Oh, I have to be poopy pants now. So There are 76 guests in the weekly program call, and
Yes.
there are probably like 76-ish people blocking out that time in their calendar every week. I think it will be less of a struggle for us to move the community meeting time where there are 18 of us. Woohoo! Versus 76.
This is fair. I was just like, right now we have it so that the program call is 11 to 11:50, and then we just feature refinement to Wednesday tomorrow. And I don't know, that lines up very well on my calendar. That may not be the case for everybody. I just working this week. It would be working for people on other weeks, but that's why I bring it up, because I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. But I assume, Kim, when you were scheduling it, it seems like it. Or are we just like, it's just like half attendance? We're just expecting like half attendance at some of these this week.
Yeah, the latter, most likely, just because I
Okay.
rescheduled it to Wednesday, but there were still overlaps on that. So I just asked people to prioritize the refinement call for this Wednesday, but Tuesdays worked the best for the other people, unfortunately.
Tuesday morning is a very popular meeting time. I am slowly learning. I somehow always have
A lot of overlaps
center-
happen.
the center of the universe for meetings seems to be Tuesday mornings, but fair enough. Thank you for clarifying that. Unfortunately, yes, Leslie.
Could we revisit the idea of swapping the CLI meeting with this one so that the folks can at least attend it on Thursdays? I think I brought this up in the admin channel. I don't think there's any objections to it.
I would be fine with that.
I don't think I was on the call when you were talking about that. Can you maybe give a rundown as to what you were thinking?
We was basically suggesting swapping the community CLI meeting that happens at 10 a.m. on Thursdays with this one. So this meeting could happen on Thursdays at the same time, and the CLI meeting that happens on Thursdays can happen at this time instead. So at least the folks because like the community meeting is broader than the CLI meeting, so there's probably more value in the folks with conflicts attending that rather than being able to attend the CLI meeting. So we were suggesting that we swap the two meetings, and then like it'll only be like a smaller subset of like people who attend the CLI meetings may not always be able to attend the program call, but like that's just reducing the damage basically.
My proposal would be to open that in a discussion, and we can add it to the agenda, and then we would have it available for up to 2 weeks so people could comment on it.
Okay, sure. Where should this be an issue in the community repo?
In the community repo.
Maybe as
Maybe
a
an
PR
issue.
to the maybe as a PR to the collaboration doc, because that's the doc that says when meetings are and like descriptions.
Better.
So it could be a PR, but like as a proposal, and then if folks are amicable, we merge the PR, and if not, we just close it.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Sure. Thanks.
Thank you, JD.
Okay, with that, it's unless anyone has anything else, Leslie.
I'm very sorry. I missed the last part. How long are we going to keep it open for comment? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay. Works for me. Thank you, folks.
JD, are you going to open the PR, or do you want someone else to?
I can do it.
When you open the PR, do you mind popping it into Slack, and then I can help amplify it?
Is the admin channel fine for that? Or do you
Yeah,
want
just
The channel?
just wherever you put it, tag me, and then I can put it in different channels.
Sure.
Awesome.
Okay, well, with that, I hope everyone has a great rest of the day, and I think actually,
Wait.
I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
Is JJ talking right now?
He is talking. Yes.
Okay, well, so much for us
Cool.
going over and giving JJ a big round of applause during this meeting, but we can do it virtually because we appreciate him.
Well, he's talking to an IBMer. So yeah, let's give
Woohoo!
them applause.
JJ, sorry to interrupt. A lot of people are giving you applause for
We appreciate you, JJ. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
appreciate you and thanks for everything you do. Thank you, thank you. Huh?
Great job
Oh, thank you. Thanks for JJ as well. Yes, you got the message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, that's a good call. Why don't do you want to talk about your talk yesterday, Carol, or just give a quick rundown?
Oh, yeah. It was a great talk, and mostly thanks to JJ. He's a great speaker, and I just followed his lead. So we had great response. We had so many questions after the talk. We stayed around for almost half an hour after that, and I was running late for my next meeting. So yeah, we had good feedback. The InstructLab lounge has been busy all day, and yeah. So we hope to see some comments, contributions, whether in Slack or on GitHub from the people who attended our sessions and in InstructLab. And JJ is doing some live fine tuning with speaker info from All Things Open on his laptop. So let's see how that goes today.
And we also have been repping at InstructLab Ramalama for those that are curious, and so there's been a lot of interest in Ramalama as well. And Brad Topol had a great conversation about InstructLab, and lots of folks came to the booth after that. So we are repping, and there's a panel today with Olama and what's the name of the other company? Continue, and IBM Research talking about InstructLab. I can't remember the name of the title, but I'll put it in the notes. Okay, and truly with that, I'll give you all some extra time back. And you're lovely. Have a great day. We'll see you in a week.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks everybody. Thanks, Kara.
Thanks all.
Bye.